Shalom. Like to say all praise is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone, of whom I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful members of the elect. My name's Conowalk from GMS Toronto. This is just a quick lesson. This is regards to the Queen Elizabeth II. She died. It was September the 8th, 2022, and she died at 96. And she's in the spiritual world now, but like this is a Edomite, you know what I mean? Because the original black nobility, was all the way, who reigned, the last black nobility was Queen Victoria, which she was a black woman, and as well as her lineage, goes back to the Stuart dynasty, King James the Sixth of Scotland and England and Ireland, Charlotte, Sophia, and all that. Probably got to do some lessons on that, the black nobility, about the Moors, and also the black nobility of Britain, Scotland, Ireland, because these are the wicked Edomites who's in power. All right. She was in power as a monarch for 70 years. Now the throne is going down to Prince Charles. I think he's in his 80s now. So this is big, and now the Canadian Constitution, right? They originally had Her Majesty. Her Majesty. Now it's gonna be His Majesty, right? Because he's gonna be the king, of the monarchs of the monarch, the kingdom of because they have a lot of land and wealth. And we're still paying tribute, to the former Queen Elizabeth II, but now her Prince Charles, he's the next up. All right, and Esau's running out of time. I was watching a thing for the past couple of days about the Jamaican, basically about the farm workers here in Canada. They have them working in, some terrible conditions, and just exploiting our people. All right. There's nothing new under the sun. We're prisoners of war. Just like when we're in transatlantic slave trade, we're brought over here, and for sugar cane, for cotton, to build, these people have a lot of things to do, a lot of crimes to pay for, man, and this place is almost out of here, man. Because basically, the Charagma, the CHIP is almost here. Soon there's gonna be no more cash, whatever. There's not gonna be no credit card or debit card. The CHIP is gonna be in you. And basically they wanna have you like with the artificial intelligence and all that, this AI stuff, and try to just mad people, they have all kind of different stuff with there's all kind of different stuff now where you could like you could just go onto the cloud and you could just put on the goggles and you could be in a virtual world reality. Just it's wickedness. But let me get this scripture. Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. I am black, but calmly, O ye daughters of Jerusalem. So this is King Solomon. All right. So seeing that that King Solomon was very dark, he's black. All right. He's Judah. All right. So it shows you that the real inhabitants of that land in Israel, the state of Israel, that they're not the real inhabitants. They're the Edomites, man. You know, these people, man. I am black, but calmly, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tent of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They have made me the keepers of the vineyards, but my own vineyards have I not kept. Right? So yeah, that's why our people are in these farm worker program here in Canada, America, and wherever else our people are, and and they have the West Indians, the Latinos and stuff that's doing all these hard labor, man. And like we're not, we're not compensated, because we're prisoners of war. We are PEWs, man, and that's why the Lord's he's gonna come, because the like our affliction's almost up. All right, our affliction's almost up, man. Let me get Lamentations 4. Yeah, our affliction's almost up, man, and it says, for Esau's the end of the world, Jacob's beginning of it that falleth. So Esau's the end. Yeah, that we're at the end of their whole dominion, their whole commonwealth, their power structure. We're at the end of this. Rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom, that dwells in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. It says the punishment. It says the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughters of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughters of Edom. He will discover thy sin. So even that's why a lot of things is being brought up. With hold on, Slack. Let me pause this. Yeah, it's like I just had a phone call. Yeah, but let me start this 21. Lamentation 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom, that dwells in the land of Uz. Alright, we know that the land of Uz was the land of ancient Israel, the land of Edom. Alright. But now this Uz is referring to America, right? Because this is where the land where the Edomites inhabit now. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughters of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Yeah, that's why, this whole everything's being exposed, and we were brought into captivity. The transatlantic slave trade. We put that. All right. We were brought into captivity, man. Transatlantic slave trade. We're sold into bondage, right? Through Europe, Spain, Portugal, certain parts of Europe, you know, um, Angola, Ghana, certain parts of West Africa, where East Africa, this is a whole transatlantic slave trade, man, and all these people prospered, in some, like all these nations prospered in some sort of thing, whether it was with the so-called Hamites, all right, which would be the Hamites, which would be so-called Africans now, but really the inhabitants of the land of Ham, all right, the Arabs, even though some of our people are in the land of Ham or Africa, right? West Africa, certain, we're scattered, because we during 70 AD we were in the land of Jerusalem, but the Most High, but like our Lord and Savior, He already in Matthew 24, basically He said, I'm gonna get that. But stuck it. Let me keep going. Joel 3:6. The children also of Judah, the children of Jerusalem, have ye sold. Let me start at start at 1. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, alright, which will be referring to the 10 tribes, alright. Alright, so Judah, so-called Negro tribes, right? The southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and then the 10 tribes, so Ephraim, right? The 10 tribes. I will gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat or Jehoshaphat. I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and have parted my land. Right, that's why we're scattered, right? When you go into Genesis, when you go into Deuteronomy 28, and when you go into 15, verse 15 to 68, it was the curse that the curses that will befall us as a people if we basically if we didn't obey His commandments. All right, so that's why we're under these curses still. But we're, but this curse, but these curses now is going to be lifted off of us soon, on that when the Lord comes, and He's gonna give us that clean wrap, and the law is gonna be in us too. Hebrews 8, our law is gonna be in our inward parts. All right, we're not gonna have the heart of stone, so we're gonna have the heart of flesh, to live, right? Because we have that stony heart still, man, this sinful flesh, right? So, and they have cast lots for my people, and have sold a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink, right? And that's why when you watch movies like Roots, Mandingo, 12 Years a Slave, Django, all those stuff, basically that was us, that was, who were sold into slavery. When you watch that movie, what's it called? Goodbye Uncle Tom, and all that, with the butt breaking and all these stuff. Like they were doing a lot of things, man, on these plantations, man. Especially Jamaica. I think there's a term, I think it's called it's called a Derby's dose. All right, where they were basically, if you're a runaway, like they will capture you back, and they will torture you. They will do all kind of things, and that's what they were doing. They were whipping them, putting lime, like trying to, like open up their wombs, and just some brutal torture, and as well as that, like they were they were actually like urinating, giving our people, like they're telling basically like they were making our people eat their own feces. They're doing all kinds of stuff, man. And it's called the Derby's Dose. This graphic, man. So these people, they have they have a lot of stuff, and they're still, because Esau's is a he's a home he's contrary to the he's contrary to the Most High. He's a man of he's just contrary to the Most High, man. Esau's the man of sin, man. You know. Yeah, it says they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and have sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? All right, so even the people in the land of Lebanon and the Palestine right now, these people are living fat, man. Or they're not living fat, like they're living fucking terrible in those lands, right? Because you're not the real inhabitants. You Arabs aren't there, aren't the real inhabitants. These damn Hamites over there, in those lands. The real inhabitants of the land aren't gonna be in those lands, all right? Even though some of our people are in those lands, but as a whole, it's a diaspora. Our people were scattered throughout the whole entire earth, right? And it shows you that the people in the land of Israel, the state of Israel, they're not the real inhabitants. It's a state. It's a welfare state. And they basically every year, like they get reparations, of like what happened to them in Germany and wherever, and and it's a welfare state, and they're getting reparations. The so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, like we're not getting no reparations. And basically, like even if they did give us reparation, that's still not going to be enough, all right? Because basically, in order for us to get in order for us to receive reparations, you have to have you'd have to basically pay us back, right? For your labor, slavery, like everything that the so-called Negro, Blacks, Latino living under, like they'd have to pay us back, all right? And you'd have to get paid back in hardcore slavery. All right, let me put like reparations. Let me just put reparations. Let's look at that. Let me put out the etymology. Reparation, make ready again. It says repair. So they'd have to repair us, man. Like they'd have to repair by everything what they have done to us. Like they'd have to repair everything, and they'd have to give us everything, our land, everything, our heritage. Because everything was stolen. Our whole heritage was stolen from us. It's a reparation, repair, act of mending, a sense now rare or obsolete, also amend, compensation, recompense, satisfaction for injury. So these people, they have a lot of things, man, to pay for, man. All right, because we haven't been because we haven't been compensated. Like they haven't even, like they don't give us, like these people don't give us shit. All right, so that's why this is gonna be even better. Like when the Lord comes and the 144,000 and the 1/3 is gonna be the new taskmasters, man. All right. Says because ye have taken my silver and my gold. Salakia, and will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So yeah, so they'd have to repair back everything or whatever, man. So even if they try to give us goodies, give us some gold or silver or some paper reserve or whatever, or cryptocurrency and all that, it's not gonna work. Because we need your physical labor, man. Like you'd have to be a slave in order for us to get reparation. You would have to be a slave in order for us to basically, like in order for us to get a proper recompensation or proper recompense or whatever. So that these people who's in power, whatever, these super elite families, these super rich families and all that, like they'd have to repair everything, and like like they'd have to sell their house, sell their lands, everything. They'd have to give everything back and be but Esau gonna do that? You think Esau's gonna do that? And these other nations? No. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah, alright, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, alright, the children of Jerusalem, right, which would be the 10 tribes, alright, which would be Ephraim, which would be is the head tribe of the northern kingdom, alright, have ye sold unto the Grecians, right? So remember the Grecians, when Alexander, he was the first Edomite king, uh, when you go into Maccabees, first Maccabees 1, and I could get that. You get that. Because they have a lot of things, atrocities to pay for. Yeah, first Maccabees 1 and 1. And then that happened after that Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chidom, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians, alright? So the Persian captivity, like Darius was the last king of the Persian captivity, right? And then so like that's why the Lord, like the Lord's is the game, the ultimate, is the ultimate he's the ultimate chess player, because he's the one who set up kingdoms and destroys kingdoms as well. I think it's Psalm 78. The Lord buildeth and then he destroys. So I think it's Psalm 78 or Psalm 74. Alright, so this is all the Lord's show. Has smitten Darius, the king of the Persian and the Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So so Esau, like Alexander, he was the first ruler, right, of the Idumean, the Edomites, right, in the land of Macedonia, in those regions, right, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Alright, and basically he reigned, I believe, like 12 years, right? And then he died, and he had his 4 generals or whatever, but their kingdom was split, and with the Ptolemy dynasty, and then the Seleucid dynasty, I think the Cassander dynasty, and then the Seleucid dynasty. It was 4 dynasties, right? But they was all divided, and they were at war and all this stuff, but so to speak. But it's a lot of history, but these are the same people, the same Greeks and Romans, alright? So it shows you that there's nothing new under the sun, because even if everything now or whatever, when you go into their whole architecture and their the Latin and all this stuff is it's all Roman and Greek inspired. The children also says, Behold, I will raise them of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah. All right, so we're gonna have our own transatlantic slave trade, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, and the Lord. It says, for the Lord have spoken it. All right, so so even these damn Ethiopian them or whatever, these Hamites, like we're gonna have them as the overseers, and yeah, and we're gonna have our own transatlantic slave trade. All right, because it only is only fit, and it's prophecy. And we get the next one. Second Ezra's 6. This is just off the top. I'm not didn't really write nothing down, but yeah, this is a very serious time we're in, and Queen Elizabeth II, she died. No, she's in the spiritual world now. But she has to, like when she comes back, she's gonna come back as a servant, a slave. All right. Second Ezra 6 and 8. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. All right. So Jacob, Jacob and Esau comes out of the line of Isaac. All right. And Abraham, he comes out of when you go into Isaac came from Abraham, and the Mosai, he chose Abraham, as a promised seed, right? With his seed, right? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the 12 patriarchs, and he had a covenant with Abraham, and even though we broke it, by not following his laws, statutes, commandments. But the Lord's gonna have mercy on us, all right, and He's gonna give us, He's gonna give us back. He's gonna give us the law. I'm gonna get that too, and then I'm gonna close. Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau for Esau. All right, so basically, Esau was born first, right? Because because Rebecca, like it was twins in her womb, all right. But the Mosai separated because the Mosai, he chose two nations, right? And the Mosai chose. Let me get that. Genesis 25. That's what it's all about, man. Esau and Jacob. That's what this whole story is about. And you get that. Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord... Yeah, so the Lord, right? So even when Rebecca was, she was having the twins in her womb. She was feeling that pain, because they're fighting in the womb. So it shows you, man, and because like Jacob and Esau is basically the last two families members, or the last two basically who come out, who basically the last two nations who came, right? Because there's there's a 17 nations, right? And basically, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then Esau, they're the last two nations. So basically, so that's it. And said the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. All right. So the Most High, He separated, he separated us because we're stronger, right? The so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, right? We're very stronger. We're very witty, with inventions, music, everything, sports, everything. We're dominant, fighting, UFC, everything. Esau is he's not. All right, he's weaker. All right, so two nations are strong. Two manner of people shall be separated from that bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other. So where's the stronger? Jacob's the stronger, and the elder shall serve the younger. So yeah, elder, which would be referring to Esau. Esau was born first, right? He came out the womb first, all right. But the Most High chose Jacob, and that's why there's always been a tug of war, because even that's why these people wanna inhabit our land and say that they're say that they're the Israelis and they're the people of the Lord, and wanna call us Canaanites or whatever, they're just niggas, So these people have a lot of things to pay for. It's lucky if I've been kind of ranting or whatever. This is just impromptu. The fifth, the second, she has gone. She's in the spiritual world, but we're at the end of this. We're at the end of this whole kingdom, man, because that we've been at the bottom, for too long, even though Esau had a short time to rule. I think going to Revelation 20, they had a short time to rule, so it's just a half day to the Lord and the Most High, in the spiritual world, man. So this place is almost out of here. Like I say, I'll praise due to Yahweh, Bashem, Ashai, double honor to the apostles, agree, millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole members of the elect. Shalom.